what makes you guys want to buy a game on day one, man? What makes you want to spend that $67, especially now?
Mm-hmm.
What's that day one buy? What
like I said in the beginning, if I'm waiting for a game and this is the game of the generation, I'm dropping that.
Game of the generation? Hell, hold on, man. Hold on. You trying to say Final Fantasy VII Remake is the game of the generation?
If it's a game of the generation, like this is on the level of God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, Uncharted 4, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is on that level. This is one of the games that is going to define the PS4 generation. Period. Yes.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Absolutely, I am saying that.
None of those games even define PS4 to me. But
yes, because obviously Horizon Zero Dawn is one of them as well.
Yes, I can include that.
Yeah, I would say if on the PS4, those are the most tentpole games. I mean, Spider-Man was great.
Well, of course, it's
Spider-Man. And then you have all the smaller games as well. But those are the PS4 games. And so,
where is Kingdom Hearts on that list? You have to.
That's one of the bargain bin. Get it for $1.50.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why someone would pay $60 for that. Why you waited 10 years for it, right? Exactly. I waited years and years. I mean, they announced this game in 2015, 2016, right? So it's like I've been waiting for that, and we've been waiting for kind of a re-release or remake for a long time anyway.
You got a re-release. You had a remaster of Final Fantasy VII.
No, there's never been a remaster.
Yeah,
there's only been
nope. Yeah, nope, on PS4, that is a remaster, quote unquote.
No, they released it. That was the PS4 port. They put, the PC port. They put on it. All they did was add the B2 battles and a couple other things like that.
They said they worked on the textures and stuff a little bit too, man.
A little bit, but it wasn't HD'd. It was literally the old game was just kind of HD'd a little bit. And
it got the 1080 plus attachments on it. All right, so as far as I'm concerned, that's a remaster of your Final Fantasy VII.
No, that was not a remaster. It was a re-release. A re-release. They changed a couple things and tweaked the texture gauge. That's a re-release.
Nah, bro, that's
a remaster. But without getting in the weeds, $60 is a big game that I'm waiting for. Like something that I really, really want. Like your Kingdom Hearts. You got that day one, right?
Of course, no question.
Yeah, because that's exactly no question. I got burned last year. Trying a game day one, and then obviously you wait 4 months and it's cheaper, which if I would have done that I would have saved myself time and energy. But Sekiro, that game is garbage.
Whoa, okay, hold on. Okay
I bought that day and date. I banged my head against it. I played 17 hours of it and I was like, I can't do it. I just am not. Nope, not doing it. Like, games are supposed to be fun.
No,
I like hard games.
That's the whole point. It's challenging. It's difficult. I played, I haven't beat Sekiro, but I played Game of Proposers. I played it for 5-6 hours.
I got 17 hours in, bro.
All right, bro. Okay. I mean, it still wasn't that difficult, though. I mean, I don't remember.
Okay, so no, talk to me when you beat the game. You've only got 5 or 6 hours. You've done nothing.
I've done a boss fight.
A boss fight. Okay. There are 30 boss fights in that game.
All right, man, look, it ain't that big a deal, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
I'm not even
you gotta bob and weave, then you gotta cast fire. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta do 10 Mitsurugi style.
Okay. Anyway, well, when you get to you did the first samurai boss and maybe the giant. You've done nothing in that game. Nothing.
Yo, man, I've done everything.
Yeah, regardless. So I didn't like. So that one I bought day and date, and that was bad. But I'm super excited for my 3 games this year, which are perfectly spaced out. Hopefully, one doesn't get delayed. But we got Final Fantasy right now. I got a few months, 3 months, and I'm gonna jump on that delicious Ghost of Tsushima. And then right after that, we have Cyberpunk 2077. So I am going 60 right there with those 3.
What about Streets of Rage 4, man? You forgot about that?
No, I'll wait for that.
What do you mean you'll wait for that? It's Streets of Rage 4.
I know, dude. I'm a big dude. You know me in retro games. I'm a diehard, but I'm not gonna drop 60 on a 2D beat 'em up right now.
Well, I mean, we don't know the full price of Streets of Rage right now.
Well, again, if it's 40, sure, I'll think about it. But it's gonna drop down to $25.99 in 2 months after it, and it's not on my radar. I'm gonna be freaking neck deep in Final Fantasy and Sekiro, and I have 300
Sekiro.
hours to put into the CD project. I mean, that's not Sekiro. Excuse me.
See, look at that, folks. We got him. We got him in there.
Freudian slip right there, right? Yep, got me. But no, I'm gonna be so deep in those 3 games alone have like 450 hours of gameplay. So it's like, okay, I need to space myself out a little bit.
Fine, I guess. All I know is I've definitely done research. I think that's one of the great things I have to do. Like, I have to double, triple, quadruple check, even if it's a game I like. Because I definitely did a shit ton of research for Kingdom Hearts, and I did it for Anthem. Oh my gosh, I think I managed to save myself $67.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anthem. I had Anthem, but I also got it with my PC, so like I got a free copy of it. So I'm glad. If I would have paid money for that, I would have shot myself in the face.
I still would have asked for my money back, even if it was free.
Oh my god, I know, right? Hey, you pay me for wasting my time. Thank you. No, dude, that game could have been so good. Oh my god,
that
I think
game,
they're gonna re-release it.
I don't know. I don't. Look, I don't even care anymore, man.
I do.
Make it 40.
If they come back and they revamp that, like I will 100% jump in. That's exactly what I want. Flying robots and like basically armored core in the future. Now, hell yeah.
I might as well just play No Man's Sky now because you can do the same thing.
No, because you're like you're in a mech suit. This is rad. Like I'm so down.
Look, I have to see the price for Anthem for me to be like, if they're trying to charge, like, hey man,
no, they're charging $0. They're not going to charge anything.
They're not going to charge anything.
No, they're just going to, because it was such a mess. You cannot have this such mess of Anthem and then go try to sell it again. If you do, EA will just literally tie the news around.
So you're telling me EA's really willing to do like a
They have to save face. You have to. They have to. They said a big 4-year plan on how to make it. They did all these promises on DLC. People bought it early, and just the complete backlash from that game. If they have the freaking balls to go to freaking charge for Anthem again, I swear to God, no one will ever buy another thing from EA again. They cannot charge for that game,
man. I feel like EA is going to charge. Yeah,
no,
we got an official announcement.
You can't.
I sense.
You just can't.
I sense the greed.
If they do, then EA just doesn't want to be a company anymore. They just want to just implode and explode, and that's the worst thing PR wise they could do. The least they could do is fix the game and put it out for everyone to play. Like that's the least they could do. Just to eat the cost, and be like, you know what, we messed up. Here it is. This is what we promised, and yeah, because they've had some rough times this last 5 years. Everything from the Star Wars, loot boxes, all this mess. Yeah, they need to fix a lot of stuff. So
I don't know. They're still making money on their sports games. So
of course, FIFA. But again, even that FIFA's getting in trouble with all their freaking loot boxy, the team of the generation thing they do, like that all-star team thing. It's just basically gambling. Yeah, dude, they are not in a good space right now. So they need some good PR, and that would be the worst thing for them. But no, if it's a game that I don't know much about, but I hear all this hype about, then I'm doing research like you. Then I'm gonna research it.
I don't know, man. Even when it's a game I love, I still have to do research because I'm too worried because I feel like there's some bullshit. If it's a game I
love, I just get it. Just why not? I know cash is an issue. Like that's a big thing.
It's not even cash. It's not supporting the bullshit. That's my logic behind it. Because Resident Evil right now, I'm going through some bullshit with not really bullshit, but Resistance. Even though that was like a quote unquote free game.
Resistance Fallen Man, the original?
No, Resident Evil Resistance.
Oh yeah,
because that's included with the game. It's just the fact that it has free? It's not really free because it's
of 3 of Resistance.
Resident Evil 3. Yeah,
that one. Okay,
and it's that has loot box systems, and they're trying to sell the boosters, and it's kind of you get a decent amount of points. They just released
Resident Evil 2 remake last year, and Resident Evil 3 was one of the most meh of the whole Resident Evil series. That's one of the not even the good one.
I really need to try to.
It's 4, 2, 1, 7 in that order, and then the other ones just trickle around.
What happened to 5?
5 is good, but it's just different. 5 is when they change everything, and then don't even talk about 6. Ugh.
Okay, we only talk about 6, but I'm definitely going to say 4, 2, 1, 5, 7. Well, actually, I haven't played 7.
That's fine.
I got to take 7.
You probably 4, a better fan of that. I'm not a giant fan of Resident Evil. I've played a bunch of them, but I'm not a big fan of them. So yeah, I would take your word over it then. But that's what I'm saying. But like, why remake 3 a year after you just did a 2 remake that was great? I know you had the engine. You're like, might as well just throw it in there, right? But
I am a little bit curious, but I've never played Resident Evil 3, so that's kind of one of my upsells. Like,
oh, okay.
I definitely did research on it. I knew we were going to go back, redo locations and stuff, and I kind of figured the exploration is going to be more of that, so I kind of figured it'd be smaller. So that was my incentive of buying 3 on day one, and I liked it, but I feel like, if I were to play Resident Evil 2 Remake after, me playing Resident Evil 2.
Well, you did buy Resident Evil 3 Remake.
No, I said Resident Evil 2 Remake. Like,
like
if I were to have played that before 3, I'm pretty sure, because I can already tell, like, I've played Resident Evil 2 on the PS1, and I'm still saying, like, the Resident Evil 2 is still better than this 3 Remake. So, I mean, if I were to play the remake of 2...
Then that's the case, you don't buy it. And if you're not sold on a game, like, if it's like that feelings, why would you spend $60 on it? Because there's a million games out there.
For me, I still love 3, and I still loved it to the fact of, like, I'm really glad I spent this $67. Like, I was happy with my purchase.
On what? 3 Remake?
On 3 Remake, yeah. So
you did. Okay. So
it's just if there was no resistance attached to it, I would have been like, this $67 was worth it. But because they included this online, like, multiplayer thing, which also was an interest of mine for, buying it on day one, I was like, okay, now I'm kind of having reservations, even though it's its own separate thing. I'm like, nah, I'm still including you with 3, buddy, because if you ain't free to download and you're only included with Resident Evil 3, you're getting the bullshit. Like, you're attached to it. Ain't no separation.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just if it's a game that everyone's talking about, that's super hyped up, that's why I got caught on Sekiro. Sekiro just got me. I was like, everyone was on it. And I was like, oh, that looks great. And then I was like, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it day of. I bought it literally the day it came out because people were playing it. And I was like, let me get on it.
Yo, Tedator, everyone was hyped about fucking Anthem.
Right? No, but no. My point is, it looked good. It looked up my alley. I love my favorite. I have 3 types of games that are my favorite genres. It is RTS, real-time strategy games that are, I used to be a pro in those games on PC. I still play today. RPGs and third-person action games. So those are, like, if you got one of those games, you dangle it in front of me, I'm gonna be like, ooh, let me see. Well, okay. Like, fighting games, sure. I might play all genres, but those are the ones I'm always gonna be like, like whatever. You could be, kittens with, I don't know, just anything, and I'll be like, okay, let me check that out. If it's a third person action game or an RTS or an RPG, I'm gonna check it out. And so Sekiro is a third person action game, and I was like, oh, let me take a look at that. And so it got me. But if it's a game that's just maybe not in the genre or wheelhouse that is day up, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna research. I'm gonna play the demo, and the demo will hook me and everything. But most of the time now, if it's not a game I'm super anticipating, like super jazzed about, I'm not going to buy it day of. Why? Because my backlog is 1,000 trillion games long. So there's so many other games to do in the meantime while I wait for a game to go down.
I'm at like 15, so I've been doing pretty well. I was originally at 25, but I'm at 15.
I mean, okay. Well, what do you consider backlog? Like, need to play now, or
like,
just
I need to play because I bought this thing and I have not played this game at all.
Oh shit!
And other games keep distracting me, and I keep playing.
Mine one of those is like probably 60. I have so many games I bought, just haven't played. I'm like, oh, whoops. So now over the last, actually, that was probably, I stopped that about 2 years ago. I do not buy games unless I'm actually going to play them because my backlog is just too big.
Yeah. But that's what I did with Resident Evil 3, and that's why I was just like, okay, I had a really fun time. Did you
beat it already?
Yeah, I beat it.
Damn. That game just came out.
I know. Well, I powered through it because I was just having a really good time playing it. So I was just like, okay.
That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna give 3 some props, but I'm also gonna give it some shit too. But yeah, man, I'm sorry. I have to do research on even the games I love. I still have to do research because.
Yeah, I feel though when you do too much research, you lose some of the exploration because you get other people's opinions. And then even though you don't, you say, hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
Even though you say you don't let other people's opinions, psychology and research, me being a scientist, it influences your opinion no matter what you say. Even you say, oh, no, I'm not going to let it. It does. When you read somebody's thoughts or read something about a game or look at screenshots or see any kind of context and put in anything, it affects your judgment. So a lot of times I'll do some research, but if you do too much, then you can skew the picture that you would make yourself, because subconsciously you're bringing that back into the fold when you do your own judgments on the game. And so whether it's negative thoughts or positive thoughts, because there's been many times in games I'm like, yo, this game is really good, but everyone hates on it. I don't know why. I like it. But if everyone hated on it, you're going to think hated on it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I didn't let Resident Evil 3 affect me. But that's mostly because they had the demo. So,
yeah, see, perfect. You got to play some demo. Yeah, and demos are great. I think that's how man. All you young kids don't know about that. I'm so happy this last year they've been doing demos again. Have you noticed that?
That's because I'm so glad all my yelling of like, bro, we need fucking demos. I can't buy a game.
It's been like 12 years we haven't had demos. The last like demos were like 07, 08. Like that's when the last time you played demos. But dude, that's what you did. Dog, from like 1992 to like 2008, it was demos. You played the demo of the game. Ooh, I like this game. You never heard of a game. You play the demo. Like, ooh, I want that game now. That's what you did.
Remember when like you would buy the magazines? Yeah, they were in the magazines, or if you went to like Blockbuster and they had like the PlayStation disc.
Yeah, that's what you did. Or when PCs are a thing, you started downloading demos. Like I downloaded demos of like Warcraft 2 and all that, just so I can start. You download the demos. You played demos, man.
Oh, man.
Like that's what you did. It's a demo to demonstrate the game to get you hyped up for it. But then like 10 years, the industry is like, oh man, like no, we're losing sales on demos because they're just playing the demos and not do it. So we just got to get them to buy the game. No, man, like play a demo. That's got me to buy more games than any advertising campaign out there. I'm telling you, a demo.
Demos. I'm glad they're back. But I still do research on gameplay. But
like, what's research mean for you? Like, what's research?
Research for me is like looking at the gameplay, putting the video on mute so that way I don't hear that person or whoever's talking, and just actually watching the gameplay. Going onto the website to see any changes or updates.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But no, you're right. You're absolutely right, because that happened to me with what fucking game did I? I think Borderlands 3. I think that's the one. Because I was hyped about it, but I still did research. But then I listened to other people who were like really fans of Borderlands. Yeah, and I was like, shit. I mean, it's not bad, but it was just like,
no, exactly.
It's
good. If you love Borderlands, it's good, but it
wasn't a day one buy. That's what I realized.
Exactly.
And that's why
it's on sale. Exactly. As we speak, it's on sale right now for $30.
And that's what I would have waited for and bought it then. With like the DLC.
Yeah, it's been 6 months though, so I mean, that's a decent time to wait. But yeah, it's 6. Yeah, it's.
Oh, and Persona 5. Like, I almost came close to buying Persona 5, but then I kind of stopped myself because everyone hypes up that game, and I'm playing Persona 4 right now, and I'm like, yo, this is good, but it's not like.
You're playing Golden.
Yeah, because I'm playing the PS2 version. Okay. No, I'm not playing Golden. No, it is Golden. No, it's not Golden.
It's on Vita, isn't it?
No, I'm playing the PS2 version, so I'm playing the OG.
Okay,
I'm not playing Golden. But even that, because it's just like, yo, I'm liking this game, but it's just like, yo, I'm not really seeing the hype. Like, story is decent, but I'm like, I'm not really into the whole 4? Japanese. Yeah, Persona 4 on the PS2. Like, I'm not like I'm into the story because I'm curious and I'm liking it, but it's just like the whole high school thing, and it's just like.
But that's what Persona is though, and it's people who are into the whole Japanese scene, which is fine. Like you're in anime, into that Japanese culture of high school, because that's what it is. So you have to really love that to love the Persona game.
Yeah, bro. But so I mean, like yo, my otaku side is like dying, like, because it's just like
yeah. So you just growing out of it. It's cool.
Like, yo, man, can you throw in a brother one time? Maybe I might be a little interested. You know what I'm saying? Or like,
do you think there are black people over there? No, the black people over there are not from Nigeria. There are no, like seriously, like I've been to Japan. They are Nigerian immigrants. Like that's what they are. Like that's how it is. Like So
yeah, that's true. But I mean, it just be
no
nice
brothers like us.
Look, man,
like American black
we
people.
be spending that money, man. You can't just throw like one random black guy in there, man. Like, yo, just
man, how many black people are
extra.
playing Persona?
I know quite a few.
Minority, bro. Minority of a minority of a minority.
Yo, I've seen quite a few.
You're minority. You're minority because you're a gamer, and you're a minority because you're a gamer minority trying to play a very eclectic game. So like, you're like a sample size of 2. You and like Day One, who lives, in New York City somewhere because he accidentally got a copy of it. That's it.
I guess that's just my little personal preference. Minority Americans over here, but yeah.